owners. So I like to work with business owners who are struggling to stay focused. They need help with strategizing ways to reach their goals. They need help with setting up their processes, their procedures, and also just being organized. So those are the kind of things I like to help business owners with. Okay, so I'm getting set up. Okay. I think we are live on YouTube now. So I'm going to officially get this meeting started. So thank you for coming. Okay, awesome. So again, hello, welcome everyone, those who are listening or watching on YouTube. And for those who are just joining, welcome. My name is Tanisha. I have a company called Surge Formation that is dedicated to helping business owners surge to that next level of success. If I can talk, that would be great. So welcome to this webinar today. This is part of a monthly series. It's called Healthy You, Healthy Business. And I bring on different speakers every month to talk about different subjects that will help business owners have a healthier lifestyle and also to have a healthy or healthier business. And today I'm going to be the sole presenter today. And you are definitely still in for a treat. If you haven't heard or watched any of the previous Healthy You, Healthy Business webinars, I encourage you to check out my YouTube channel, and you can definitely find all of those posted there. And I will be sharing my information in the comments, or I should say in the chat later, so you can get that information. And definitely feel free to go back and check the previous Healthy You, Healthy Business webinars. There's a lot of valuable information. And so far, we've talked about a lot of topics such as lead generation. We talked about social media marketing, also about just health and wellness, and trying to think of some other topics. Preparing your business for the new year. So we have a wide variety of topics that we talk about to help business owners to reach their goals. So today we are going to be talking about networking. And I'm just going to give you a very brief overview of networking. When I started my business will be 2 years ago, when I started my business, I didn't really know much about networking. I knew networking was about just sharing what I do and connecting with people, but I didn't really have anybody training me or sharing the information about how to do it right and wrong way. And I figure if I struggled with that, I wanted to share. I'm sure other people struggle with networking. Like, what is networking? How do you do it? And how can it really benefit you and your business? Even if you do not decide to go into business for yourself, you still can benefit from networking in general. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So give me a second. Okay, I think I got it now. Can everyone see my screen? If you can put a thumbs up, that would be great. Okay. So networking really quickly, just a quick definition of networking. Networking is basically just exchanging information and ideas with others that have a common interest, such as in a business community. Networking is great for helping you to reach your professional goals because you're connecting with other people and you're using them as a resource. I think about, for example, when you are applying for a new job. I've heard and I know people who have gained promotions internally or externally at new jobs because of someone that they know. It's not because they did well on the interview, it's because of their network. They utilize their connections, and as a result, they were able to get that job. So that is a great example of how networking can help you reach your professional goals. So now I'm going to talk about the ways to network. There's a couple different ways, and one is the in-person meetings. You can network by going to in-person meetings. With COVID-19 dying down, a lot of people are getting out there more and getting back to in-person meetings and gatherings, and that's a great place for you to network. Actually, I found an interesting statistic that says 95% of people agree that better business relationships are built through face-to-face meetings. In other words, people are tired of Zoom. They're dealing with that Zoom fatigue because a lot of things are online, especially with COVID. People were forced to do a lot of interactions online. So they're just burnt out and they want those in-person meetings and gatherings. So if you're hesitant to network in person, just know that a lot of people are getting out there more. A lot of people are meeting in person now. So you definitely want to try to find some networking events to go to so that you can meet more people and expand your network. And I mentioned there that it's not just specific networking groups you can go to. Wherever you go, you should be networking. You should be telling people what you do. Use that as an opportunity to share what you do, because you never know who you may meet who will help you to get to that next step or that next level in your career. You also can network through the online communities. For example, there's a lot of groups out there. You have Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups. There's all kinds of groups that you can connect with online and do some networking in. Then there are the meetups. If you go to meetups.com, I don't think there's an S on that. I think it's just meetup, meetup.com. If you go there, then that's a great place to find different groups with like-minded people who you can network with. And also there's business associations. So think about the things that you're interested in doing, and those are places where you can network. For example, if you think about your hobbies, for example, if you like to play golf and you're part of some kind of golfing association, that's a great place where you can network and share with other people about your business, what you do. When you are networking, just remember that you want to focus on gaining a connection, not just a customer. Of course, ultimately, you want to gain a customer, but You want to focus on gaining that connection. But I like how Dale Carnegie said, he said, you can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. So just something to think about when you're networking. It's not about you, it's about the other person. How can I help them? How can I bring them value? And here's a famous phrase that you will hear when you are networking and just talking to people. People do business with those they, do you know the answer to that? Alexa, you want to give it a try? And that's okay if you don't know the answer. I didn't know this either, but the more that I started networking, the more that I heard this. So the answer is that people do business with those they know, like, and trust. It's pretty catchy, I think, but you will hear that a lot, but it's so true. Think about even your friends today, right? Everybody has friends, whether it's small amount of friends or a large amount of friends, it doesn't matter. Everybody has some friends. Well, why are they your friends? They're your friends because you know them. You made it a point to get to know them. You also like them, right? You like them. So you're like, oh yeah, this person, they seem really cool. So yeah, I like them. I like their character. I like how they think. We like some of the same things. Okay. We have some things in common. So you like them. So you know them, you like them. And then the more you spend time with them, you start to what? Trust them. Okay, I can trust them. And the more you spend time with them, you start to trust them. So it's the same way in business. People do business with those they know, like, and trust. Next, I wanted to share some benefits of networking. One is that you will be able to expand your network of people, which of course is great because if you have a business or you have a goal, the more people that you know, the more resources, which is another benefit, the more resources that you will have access to. Also, it will increase your visibility on what you do. You'll be able to share more about what you do to others because you are networking. And also, as I mentioned, it's a valuable resource. When you are networking with people, you learn so many things. They will share tools and special softwares and tips about running a business, or it doesn't even have to be business related. It could be something personal. They're like, oh, yeah, it could be parenting advice. It doesn't matter, but you have access to resources that you didn't have access to because many people who are networking, they're givers. They love to share what they've learned, what they've found, what works for them. So that is a great benefit. It's just the resources that you will gain that you wouldn't have gained if you were just doing everything solo by yourself. The last benefit I want to mention is that it enhances your credibility. It does that because you're attending these events. People start knowing you, liking you, trusting you. You will come across as that subject matter expert in the area of your expertise. So it starts building your credibility because they'll see you. Oh yeah, there's so and so, there's so and so, and also you become top of mind. So if they're looking for a coach or a consultant or an elect or an engineer or whoever it is, then you're going to be top of mind. They're going to remember you because you've been attending the different networking events or you've been connecting with them on a regular basis. So they remember what you do. Okay. Is this helping so far? Do you have any questions? Okay, awesome. So now we're going to talk about common mistakes and how to overcome them. And many of these I've learned through trial and error. So one of them is that when you're networking, you don't want to be too pushy or salesy. Remember, it's about the other person. Think about it like if you're going shopping. You go shopping, you walk in this store, and here comes the saleswoman, and she's like, yes, hey, look at this blazer. This is a great blazer. It's discounted. You will look great in this blazer. And she's trying to push this blazer on you. And you're like, okay, that's nice, but I'm not interested. And then you keep moving deeper into the store, and then she follows you. She's like, oh, but look, this is a really great blazer. I think you should try it on. Look at it. It's nice. You need to try this blazer on. No, I'm not interested. Now, what she didn't know, that if she wasn't so pushy and salesy, if she wouldn't have did the second common mistake, which is focusing solely on yourself and your needs. See, in that situation, she was being pushy and salesy because she was thinking, hey, I just need to sell one more blazer and I'll reach my quota. She didn't care about my needs when I was walking into that store. But if she had, then she would have asked me, how can I help you? What are you looking for? And I could have told her, and of course, I'm just giving a fictitious example, but I could have told her I'm looking for some dress pants. And she could have showed me the dress pants, which is what I wanted. And then she could have tried to upsell me on the blazer. Hey, don't you know that this blazer will look great with those dress pants? Now I'm more interested in checking out the blazer. So it's the same way in business when you are networking. You don't want to be too pushy or salesy. Find out what it is that they want, that they need. Focus on the other person. Focus on trying to build that connection with them. Even if you can't help them out personally, if you know somebody, try to connect them with the answer to their problem. Another common mistake people make when networking is that they're impatient. When you are in business, even if you're not in business for yourself, even whatever career path that you're on, it's going to take some time. Maybe you want to be the CEO or you want to be in some management position. It's still going to take time for you to get there. You don't just need the education, but you need experience. You need to have professional skills and communication skills. I mean, there's a long list of skills that you're going to need, and it's just going to take time. It doesn't matter what career path you take, you're going to have to be patient and remember that it's just going to take time. Another common mistake is people don't add value. Going back to being pushy or salesy, that when you're doing that, you're not adding value. So as I mentioned before, you want to add value. You can add value to someone by finding them the solution to their problem, even if you can't fix it. Oh, hey, you know what? I know a plumber, or I know a bookkeeper, or I know this person or that person, and they can help. Oh, I know a sitter in your state. Even if you're in a different state, you still can connect with people and connect people with other people. Add some value to them. When you are going to these different online networking groups, you don't want to be just pushing your product or your service. Add some value. Respond with valuable information in the comments to somebody's post. oh, that was a great idea and I'm going to implement that, or I tried that and that was great. Thank you for sharing that. Or you can find something that people are asking for and post it in those groups. Hey, this is a great resource I wanted to share, or this was a great webinar that I went to. I wanted to share this with you. You can even give some kudos to people who are in that group. Oh, so and so, you're so strong, you're so brave. Just think of ways just to add value and to build up the people in the network. Another common mistake is that people are not prepared to network. They're scrambling, looking for their business cards. They don't have a clear elevator speech. When you talk to them, you're confused about what they do. So what do you do again? And I had this happen to me before. I was asking them, okay, so what do you do? And this guy was just going on and on. I didn't understand. He had to say it 3 times and I still didn't understand. My head starting to hurt. It's horrible. You don't want to have that kind of effect when you're talking to people. You want to make sure that you have a clear message to share with people about what you do. And it shouldn't be this long, drawn out thing. And in addition to that, people are just not organized. They're not ready to network. They don't know what to say. Oh, yeah, hi, my name. They're scrambling, don't know what to say. It's okay to be nervous. That's normal. It's okay to be nervous, to even be scared when you're networking, because you don't know the other person. You don't know the environment. You're new to it. That's normal. But just make sure that you are prepared when you do. And that's going to take some practice. And another common mistake is people don't follow up. They will network and they'll get all the information, but they don't follow up, especially if that person is saying, hey, I want to be your customer. You definitely want to make sure that you follow up with them. Or if they say, I have this information, or I have this connection for you, or I have this job opportunity, you definitely want to make sure to follow up with them. Not consistent in networking. When you're networking, especially as an entrepreneur, a business owner, you have to be consistent with it, at least until you get to that comfortable place in your business where you're making enough money that you don't feel like you need to do any more networking, or you're not looking to expand. You've reached your goals, then that's understandable for you to stop networking intentionally, I should say. But in the beginning, you definitely have to do a lot of networking and you have to be consistent with it. You can't fall off. The last common mistake that I want to share is that sometimes you can do too much networking. And I know this may sound funny, but you can. It's possible to do too much networking. When I first started in business, I was doing networking all the time. I was going to all these different networking events and groups, and I was expanding my network, but there was other stuff that I needed to do to run my business that was falling by the wayside because I was doing too much. So I realized that I had to balance it out. I had to be intentional on what networking events I was going to go to and when, and I had to better manage my time. So there is a such thing as doing too much networking, and only you can determine what is too much, because I know business owners who go to 5, 6, 7 networking groups and it doesn't phase them, it doesn't hurt them. So you have to figure out what is too much for you. So in conclusion, just remember that networking is a vital aspect of any small business growth strategy. It can help you build relationships, expand your network, and gain valuable resources. Okay, so that concludes the presentation about networking. Do you have any questions? Is there anything that did you learn anything new today? Okay, I don't see any questions, so hopefully it sounds like I covered everything. So hopefully this was valuable to you. And so real quickly, as I wrap up, I just have a couple of announcements that I want to share with you and an opportunity for you to get a free resource if you would like. If you wouldn't mind doing me a quick favor, and I'm going to share my screen again. I have a special gift that I want to share with you if you're interested. And all you have to do is fill out a short survey. And it's only going to take about, I think it's about 3 to 5 questions. So if I can get this technology to work right, would be great. Okay, I think I'm already. Okay. So here is a free guide. Hold on, let me change my slideshow. Okay, here's a free guide. It's 100 social media marketing tips to boost your following, gain authority, and increase engagement on all platforms. So if you're interested in that, even if you're not interested in it, if you would do me a favor and just fill out this brief survey, because I would like to know what you thought about today's presentation. It's actually something I'm considering doing on a I'm considering making this a paid webinar. So I would love to get your feedback about what you think. If this sounds like good enough information to make it, to turn it into a paid webinar, then I would really appreciate your feedback. And all you have to do is scan in this QR code and enter the code SURGE, SURGE, or you can go to talk.ac/surge formation, which I will put in the chat as well. Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Alexa. It's not mentioned a lot about starting a business. Yes. Okay, good to know, because that was the same thing that I was getting, is that this type of stuff is not mentioned. Even when I took some classes, business startup classes, and they didn't give this kind of information about networking. So thank you for sharing that. And I'll just give you a couple more seconds to fill out that survey. And then I'll share a couple of announcements. Okay. So here's a couple announcements. I have a bookkeeping basics workshop coming up. There's a couple dates out here I'm doing this on a monthly basis, and the next one will be May 12th, but you also can sign up for the 19th. It's the same webinar. You just pick whatever date is more convenient for you. And these are on Fridays as well. So if you want to know more about just bookkeeping basics as it has to do with your business as business owners, you definitely need to know about bookkeeping. What is bookkeeping? Why do I need to do it? And what are my options? Then I definitely encourage you to attend this workshop coming up. Again, you pick whatever date is convenient for you. And I will put the information in the chat for how to register shortly. So I wanted to let you know about that. And also Toastmasters. I don't know if you've heard of Toastmasters, but if you're looking to improve your presentation, leadership, communication skills, this is a great place to do that. You get to practice. You basically are learning by doing. And what I like about it is that they have what they call pathways. And as you can see on the left side, here's some of the pathways that you can take. So let's say you want to focus on your leadership skills. You could do dynamic leadership, or maybe you want to focus on presentation skills. So you have the presentation mastery path. So think of it like a course. So you just sign up think of it like a course, or you can think of it as like a major. It's like saying, okay, I'm going to declare a major. So whatever you want to focus on, you just pick which one, and that is your focus until you complete that course. And then you can always add a new one when you're done. So you have plenty of options there. And again, it's a great place because you don't just practice what you learn, but you get feedback. How many people have been to a presentation that you've actually given a presentation and people actually critique you or give you feedback based upon your presentation? And I'm not talking about like the survey that I just sent out. It's not that kind of feedback. It's more specific. Like they will tell you, I think you should share a story, or they will say you can include a quote here, or they will really give you feedback about the actual presentation. I think you should put this in a PowerPoint presentation, or they may say, well, I think you should add some more pictures in your presentation. So they will get more specific when it comes to giving you feedback. And that's what I like about it. So there's a lot of opportunities to grow. And again, I'll put some more information about that in the chat. You can just go to toastmasters.org and find a club near you to join, or you can come visit my club. We meet the first and third Tuesdays at 12 noon, and I'll share more information about that later. Okay. So I'm going to okay, so I'm going to post up my contact information in case you want to connect with me. Okay, so you should be able to see that. Again, thank you for coming. My name is Tanisha Jackson. I am a speaker, strategic and operations consultant at Surge Formation. You can scan in the QR code, and all of those events are listed there. There's extra resources there that you can gain as well. So feel free to connect with me and share any information. If there's something specific that you would like to know more about, then feel free to share that as well. I'm always open to new topics and ideas. So you're welcome to connect with me there. Again, Surge Formation. I'm all about helping business owners with their bookkeeping and business consulting so that they can go to that next level of success. So I will help them to reach their goals by mapping out that strategy and helping them get set up in their processes. Okay. So any questions? If there's no questions, then thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Alexa. I'm glad that you got something out of it. I appreciate you coming. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. Remember that today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. So open your gift, use your gift, but remember that you too are a gift and you have value. So go spread some value in the world today. Have a great day. Bye.